Good morning, everybody. As you can see, I got sunshine across the valley, but no sunshine on the yard, and that's going to happen and even get darker as the winter comes on. Because of that mountain over there to the east of me, the sun cannot climb up high enough until probably 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's the only time I get sun on my yard. But anyway, we are changing direction again. From the 922. I'll get back to that maybe later this afternoon, but for right now, we're going to get on doing a little bit of work on this Autopatrol 11. When I was out riding my bike, I took a bike trip for about 10 days a week or so back, and I was out in Saskatchewan visiting some friends, etc., and my sister. But while I was out there, I come across this machine shop down in Fillmore, Saskatchewan, and I will put their contact information down in the description. So if anybody else close to Saskatchewan needs some of this vintage work done, they can contact them and they'll probably be able to help you out. Meanwhile, my conversation was with them. One of the conversations was in relation to this pony motor. I need an intake valve, but I need to take out a good intake valve to send them to build a replica. Lyle down there says he can build me a replica, so here we're going to dismantle this. It shouldn't take too long, and put it in the mail, ship it on down to him. Now, because I've had this all opened up here with the manifolds, everything was off and the head was off, and I was into this already and then just put it all back together because I wanted to keep all the pieces together until I could find a solution to my problem. So now I'm going to dismantle it again. They should be easy to take apart because they're freshly put together. So I'm going to take the manifold off, this water pipe off, the exhaust and intake manifold off, this here side cover off the tappets here, and the head off the pony, and extract that, well, both the damaged intake and the good intake. And then I'll box it all up and send it out to Lyle in Fillmore, Saskatchewan. Let's get on it. Now, this hasn't been on there very long, and I had a can over the top, but I can see as I'm pulling the manifold away that there's drippings of water. So that's not good. We'll have to do something really a lot better than that. For long-term storage here, this thing won't be running for quite a while, so gonna have to make sure we don't have any water hanging out in there. Top water pipe off, hopefully. Yep, there's that. Now I'll go after, there's 3 bolts to undo off that neck that goes to the air breather, and then these 3 big nuts here, both the exhaust and the intake manifold will slide right off, and then we'll have full access to the bolts for the head. These are the biggest brass nuts you'll ever see. Okay, those 3 clamps are off. Now this exhaust manifold should slide off just like that. And I'll just lay it on top there for now. Now this intake manifold should come off just as easy. Just like that. Well, drop that nut right in the head. Well, easy recovery, I think. Okay, the last three I'm going to have to use a wrench on them because I don't have a swivel, impact swivel. So I have to use a flat wrench and get those off. Just want to make sure I get this nut recovered. All right, there's that. That's another sound of fall. Lone bike heading up the valley. Lone Harley. Speaking of which, a friend of mine's going to come along here maybe this weekend. Well, she is going to come along this weekend. And we'll maybe go out for a little ride, weather permitting, as we wait for the Thanksgiving dinner to be cooked. All right, there's all those. Now we'll need a soft tap hammer, that is. There we are. That head is lifted off of there. We'll just lift this gasket off right away. And this should just lift right out of there because won't exactly lift right out of there, but a little persuasion it will. This is the broken one. So we're going to send that off to him. But I need to remove this one that's next door. So there's our two intake valves. This one is broken. This one has the keeper notch in it, or ridge, or detent, or whatever you call it. So he's got to make me a duplicate of this. So I'm sending him both. So you can see where this is broken and just rebuild me a new one. All right, that wasn't a bad project. Now I just got to button things back up temporarily. Okay, as you can see in the background, we got the sun is coming up onto my side of the mountain here now, so probably by the time I go and take a little break, get those 2 valves packaged up. We'll be working in the sunlight over here at the 922B. We'll see you later. Thanks for watching. This particular tractor is my 1530, a 1925 chassis with a 1923 engine in it. And if you go back on a playlist, I think it's all underneath the 1530. I had it running last year. I had it started with a belt by the case D. I'm trying to get out of the glare of the sun. There we go. But I discovered when I was running it, it won't hold water. These ports, I think 2 of the exhaust ports there are actually rotted through, so they run water straight into the cylinders, so I can't run water in it. And this here exhaust and intake manifold system is the original MIA or MIA exhaust system. And while I was down in Fillmore, Saskatchewan, getting those valves organized for the pony motor of the Autopatrol, well, he just happened to have a 1923 model 1530 in the back, dismantled. Engine is all locked up and whatnot, but the head was laying there and the manifolds are there, but they are the updated version. They're the Robin manifold, and both intake and exhaust, including the carburetor. They have a kind of a different system here altogether. This got a gooseneck there, makes it into an updraft kind of a carburetor, and the other Robin manifold comes straight out and hangs down. It's kind of a squared off manifold. It's hard to explain until you get a picture of it, but this original MIA manifold was made for dual fuel. Like, you could start it on gas and run it on kerosene, or what do you call it, distillate. And because of that, they all became brittle, so they kind of like fell apart. The tabs would fall off, and that's exactly what happened to mine. And so the Robin manifold was made just to run gasoline. So it had a different metallurgy or whatever, or the fuels or running it just did not destroy the manifold. So that Robin manifold, I made a kind of a deal with him. He's going to palletize the head and the manifold, and he's going to ship that out to me. So that's going to be a little bit of a bonus. I'll be able to get this 1530 hopefully operational before Christmas.